Welcome back to Breakfast Television. That is us, Young and Dundas Square, on this Monday morning. Great to see you. Dean is back tomorrow. Devo and Sid here with you. Ever get a text from someone and you know it's a little off, and you know this isn't good? Mm-hmm. I got one of those Friday. So Grant Wahl is one of the most well-known American soccer journalists in the world. And just a quick backstory here. In terms of Qatar, there's a lot of stories in Qatar that they did not want the media to cover, as we know. Gay rights is one of them, and Grant Wahl initially, early in the tournament, was banned from entering a stadium for wearing a rainbow shirt. And just a few days ago, he talked about the death of another migrant worker, mm-hmm. and I'm sure that Qatar's government didn't appreciate that. So I got a text Friday saying, "Did you see the Grant Wahl stuff?" And I go, "What do you mean? What else did he write?" And they said, "He's dead."
Right.
Grant Wahl died Friday, and apparently he died at the stadium where Argentina were taking on the Netherlands in Qatar. Wahl, this is what we know so far from officials on the scene. Wahl collapsed in his seat in a section of the stadium reserved for journalists. He was treated on site before being taken out on a stretcher to the hospital. In a recent podcast, as recently as December the 6th, he had complained about not feeling great, tightness in his chest. He thought he had bronchitis. And his brother admitted on a post on social media that he had bronchitis.
Yeah, because there was talk on the Monday that he had tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to recover from that. He wasn't feeling well. So that was acknowledged. But his brother also said some other things.
Well, he said, now he's walked some of the comments back.
Right.
But Grant Wahl's brother, who is gay, believes, he said in a post Friday that I will never forget in my life, he said, "My brother was murdered because I'm gay." There are a lot of questions here that the State Department in the United States are trying to get to. Mm-hmm. Grant Wahl's brother admitted he doesn't know who's with his brother now. He doesn't know where his phone is. He doesn't know where his stuff is. So I want to separate the conversation. One, we have a lot of answers that are required here from the death of this very respected journalist in a very touchy part of the world when it comes to journalism. I think it's fair to say. I'll withhold all future comments unless you want to say something on that front.
I mean, I think you say it right there. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and people that were there with him, fellow journalists, kind of described the scene, but it was quick.
Yeah.
He was rushed out of there very quickly.
Yes.
And there was nothing else since then.
Right. So just how quick it happened is making people, look, there's a lot of reasons to feel uncomfortable with the story. That's really making people uncomfortable. The State Department of the United States apparently is on this. We'll keep the story updated as we get information as well. The other side of this is the person. Mm-hmm. Grant Wahl was a very important journalist, okay? He came up through Sports Illustrated, and for those of you who might remember, forgive me, I should have pulled it. It's my fault. He is responsible for one of the most famous covers in the history of Sports Illustrated, a young LeBron James, and the title was The Chosen One.
Yeah.
And Grant Wahl wrote the story on that. And LeBron had a comment Friday night about the passing. So LeBron and he have a special relationship. He did a lot for soccer. He was dogged. You talk to people who knew him at Sports Illustrated, and through the rest of his soccer career, he would not take no for an answer. He wanted to get the truth out. And he was one of those journalists that Qatar did not want there. Mm-hmm. He was one of those journalists that would not relent. He was one of those journalists who needed to get the truth out there, regardless of who cared whether or not it was out there. So this hit home to a lot of people in the sports journalism world, and we just offer our condolences to his family, and hopefully, they get the peace they need at some point because they deserve it, and we get the answers we need because, quite frankly, there's a lot of people who loved Grant Wahl in the sports world who deserve it as well.
His wife, obviously, putting out some tweets, and she's also very well known, a doctor in the United States. And he was tweeting during that game.
Yeah.
There are tweets from that game, and then all of a sudden, it stops. It's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. Can we throw that picture back up of Grant? Let's go to break off that, please, guys, because he was. This is the vision of him I'd like people to remember. Again, if you're not familiar with Grant Wahl's work, I hope you can just do some research today. He was amazing, and he cared about his job, and he cared about the truth, and hopefully the truth will come out very soon about what happened here. Grant Wahl was 49 years old. More BT coming up after this.